Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. We have Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram here. I'm Dana from the Run Eat Drink podcast at runeatdrink.net, and welcome to our Wednesday night beer chat. We're calling it Wednesday Night Live right now because uh, Amy and I are not in partaking in adult beverages. So right now, but we do not want that to preclude any of you guys from doing so. So this is our way of bringing everybody together for an hour once a week to not think about the news, current events. Um, this whole thing was born out of the events of the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, and we've just kept it going. And you guys have helped us keep it going. So welcome into the chat. If you are joining us, please drop a comment, say hello, tell me who you are, where you're from, what you're drinking tonight. You'll notice that I am flying solo here, kind of. I mean, I've got the dog, but she doesn't make for much of a co-host. I mean, although she does chime in on the show. Amy is craft services tonight. She's wearing the hat. She has taken up my mantle, and she is the one who's making our beverage for tonight's chat. Let's see, over here on Facebook, I got Jojo. Hello. And yes, I agree, Jojo. Just say no to the news. And Kelly over on Facebook. Hello. And over here on Instagram, we have Main Street Miles, Meg, James loves trail runs. Babs has jumped in as well. Hello. We have Blum Robert. I'm going to guess Robert Bloom, hopefully. Please let me know. I am horrible with handles. I will mutilate them. Look, I'll mutilate the English language, and that's my first and only language. So if you think I won't mess your handle up, you are sorely mistaken. Yeah, Kelly, it's Jojo. And Rhonda Lee is in the house over on Facebook, making us truly an international podcast and international live stream tonight. So thank you very much. Welcome. We're going to be joined by Amy here very shortly. I'm super excited. She has found some mocktail that we're going to be partaking in. And I got to try part of it yesterday, a little taste test, and kind of a one of the options that she's found for this. So it's kind of worked out very nicely. Okay, excellent. Excellent. And Jojo is over here, Positively Poly1 on Instagram as well. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys could join us. And we have Trip Billy over on the tubes, YouTube. So I just need somebody to chime in from Twitter if anybody's out there on Twitter. But, we don't get a ton of Twitter traffic. I don't know why. I mean, we post everything on Twitter. But how's everybody doing tonight? Please tell me how you guys are doing. Like I said, who you are, where you're from, what you're drinking. We love that. Yep. Jojo is commenting that I said we sound better on Facebook. That's because we've got the microphones plugged into Facebook, Twitter, YouTube over here. Instagram is having to rely on the phone microphone tonight. So that's why we get a better sound quality over here. But hopefully it's going to be just as much fun, regardless of where you're at. And I know that sometimes the crew and the crowd and on different social media platforms can really make all the difference. And you get some great side conversations on both platforms. So it just depends on the night and who's here. So I hope everybody is doing well. We, what do we have here? Okay. Jojo is chiming in on Facebook. She says, "Hi, my name is Jojo. I live in freaking Alabama and I'm drinking water green tea mix." Oh, look at the craft services has arrived, everybody. If I had a applause machine, I would hit the button, and get you the for applause. But let's see. James over on Instagram, "I'm still at work, no partaking right now." I understand that. I really do. And Meg is having a grapefruit beer tonight. Meg, is it a Schofferhofer by chance? Is that what you're having? Just checking. And Rhonda likes the chat feature better on Facebook. Everybody has their preference. We are, we tend to stick to the I call them the four corners of social media, or the four legs of the social media stool: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. However, there's a new kid on the block, or a relatively new kid on the block, and that is Amy's making multiple trips here. Sorry. That's TikTok. And we have created a TikTok channel, although we haven't started putting a lot of stuff there yet. So that is coming. We are going to be doing some TikTok, and we've been watching some people doing some TikTok. I don't know if he's jumped in the chat yet, but our friends over at Wake Up Disney, formerly this Mouse Ears and Magic, excuse me, the Mouse Ears and Magic podcast, they have started really putting out a lot of TikTok content, and it's been pretty fantastic stuff. He's been really, really killing it. Let's see. Jojo agrees with Rhonda that the chat features are better on Facebook, and they're applauding for you, Aim. Yes, emojis. And Rhonda is international Rhonda from Nova Scotia, drinking H2O. All right. But it's fancy. See, for us, it's exotic. Would be imported H2O. So it's instantly, again, like our scientists here at the Run Eat Drink Podcast Studios say, 17 to 22% more tasty and refreshing. And JoJo's been playing around with TikTok. Yes.
I see that, and yes, she's amazing.
I don't get on nearly as much as I'd like to, but I have from time to time found myself going down.
I don't do Twitter.
TikTok rat holes.
Meg doesn't do Twitter. And, I understand that.
And okay, Amy, you are in frame. Can we see you over there?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna have to move the camera a little bit.
Okay.
It's easier for you to move the camera than it is for me to move the camera. Here we go. Craft services. You're a little bit of everything. You're going to rotate the camera that way a little bit. This ought to be good. I don't know. Did you actually move the camera? I don't know. Amy is doing a great job and doing laps. Yes, she sure is. See, the good news is here in the studio, we've got the one camera set up. It's kind of centralized. It's clamped to something. With Instagram, because nothing can feed into Instagram, we have to do it from like a separate tripod on a phone. So I don't know if we can see you or not yet. Amy's going to get the Instagram taken care of. Eventually. So it looks like I have some work cut out for me right here. So I'm going to do that while you talk a little bit.
Hi. Hello. How are you this evening? I am I'm wearing a Donna shirt because our Donna half episode was this week.
Yes.
So I'm wearing one of our Donna themed podcast shirts. I mean, that we wear to the race. And good evening to everybody. I see that JoJo has changed her picture to reflect the completion of Little Rock and her next state in her quest for 50 states.
50 states, baby.
Right? Yeah. And did I hear that Meg was having Schafferhofer?
Grapefruit beer was all I saw.
Yeah.
And then I think that she has answered yes when I asked the question regarding it being Schafferhofer. Amy's doing something. I don't know. What did you do there?
We're going to see if it works. I don't know.
Oh, giant zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
That's certainly an option. All right.
So that we can so that we can see each other and use JoJo's coasters for our drinks.
Okay, so Amy has set us up here.
Look at you. You didn't, nothing, there was no sound.
That was the idea.
It's impressive.
I removed the cork without creating what we would call a kinetic event.
A kinetic event?
Yes.
Oh.
Much like your old work used to have thermal events.
Oh, yes. And then we would have to vacate the area.
Yes. No kinetic events. Yay.
So Trip is here.
Trip is in the chat over on the tubes. JoJo is in here as well.
I heard Rhonda Lee is somewhere.
Rhonda Lee, International Rhonda is here.
Oh.
I do not think that we have salsa Rita's fresh Mexican.
I saw your post, JoJo. I'm telling you, like salsa Rita. Hello.
Although cilantro or lime rice is something we'll pretty frequently make on our own here at home. So that we are big believers in that.
Meg prefers the graham. The graham, and Meg is a kinetic learner, a kinesthetic learner.
Oh, I was referring to kinetic as in this cork flying at 90 miles an hour and hitting me, you, a dog, or something.
She was just saying as a fun
kind of like
fact.
it just did right there.
Like a fun fact. What happened?
I accidentally had the cork tumble out of my hands.
Did it come at the camera?
It's like that's the closest thing you'll get to a special effect. Anyway, 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us what we're drinking tonight, dear.
Okay, so I imagine that you have talked about the fact that we're not having alcohol at this point.
I made a brief mention of that.
Okay.
If you are just catching up with what's going on, we are on like day 9 or 10 of the 75 hard challenge. Again, we opted to do that one more time. And that means that for the next few weeks, we're not going to be having any alcohol in addition to all the other things you have to do on this challenge. So,
which we've talked about before.
Yeah. So we are having some alternatives to that. It's a little late for me to have more coffee. So we're going with something, I could do that.
What? Send
JoJo the recipe for cilantro lime rice.
Oh, it's so good. Sorry.
Anyway.
Did it sound really creepy?
That was a little creepy.
Sorry.
So what are we drinking?
Okay. So tonight, because we can't have alcohol, and we promised in the new year that we would have more wine, I found a non-alcoholic wine or sparkling wine tonight. Okay. You didn't sample this yet.
I did not sample that one. No.
We've been sampling some things, but this is free, FRE, sparkling brut, alcohol removed wine. And
ooh, look at that. I'll model the bottle in a second if you want also.
Okay. So that's called grape juice. Yes, we did a whole live on grape juice. James Miller loves trail runs, says it's grape juice.
It's grape juice with extra steps, James, is really what it amounts to, I think.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you the other product that we tried is a red version of this that we're going to be using in future mocktails.
That is true.
And it tastes more like wine than it does grape juice.
I think so. Yeah. I think like if you did a comparison of that and then the sparkling grape juice from like Welch's or all the different
totally
ones that are sparkling.
Totally different flavor profile.
Different. It's different. So this is free. And they have a website full of mocktail recipes, freewines.com. And what can I say about this? It's called the Blackberry Pear Smash Mocktail. Mm-hmm.
So I see that you brought our highball glasses in here with ice and
I did
something in the bottom.
Yes.
Here.
So you'll turn into according to their website, and we're going to have like a whole hot take and a review here.
Oh,
Now, I imagine that you could use exactly this with some actual sparkling wine, or maybe for JoJo some Moscato, since she's a fan of that. But so just FYI, we're bringing it to you, and you could substitute the real alcohol. Yeah. But this is, you'll turn into a mixologist when you craft this mocktail. Am I a mixologist now? I don't know.
Well, I said that you've taken up the mantle of craft services tonight.
Okay. Well, they're calling me a mixologist. I don't know. Is Josh in the chat for some hashtags? I'm not sure.
Haven't seen Josh yet.
Oh, James says, I'm just joking. My brother is a liquor caterer and I'm his backup bartender when he's shorthanded. We need James to come out here and make us some cocktails. Pull out the bottle or can of free sparkling brut. Yeah, which is what we have here. And get inspired to make this bubbly and fruity cocktail, Mocktail. Ha! Create this Blackberry Pear Smash mocktail and taste how complimentary the fresh fruit is to the bubbles in the sparkling brut. Find a bottle of free at a store near you, which is like, Publix, Total Wine. Total Wine has it. Shocker. Hi, John Schroeder. Cheers is how they end this. And it's got free sparkling brut, which, insert your own brut. 4 blackberries, fresh blackberries, half of a fresh pear, and 2 ounces of lemon juice. So that's what's muddled in here, is the pear and the blackberry.
Okay.
And now I just want a blackberry pear crisp. Let me just tell you, Meg, what this makes me think of, the pear and the crisp that you mentioned. I will just tell you, we go to a restaurant in Orlando all the time called Tutu Tango whenever we're up there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is still on the menu, actually. But there is a salad that has like an almond crisp.
I don't even know if you'd call it a salad. Yeah, technically, I guess you could.
It could be a dessert. It's debatable. Okay. But
kind of. Yeah.
But it's like an almond crisp, and then it has arugula and pear and what is it, like a vinaigrette and some, is it blue cheese or goat cheese?
Actually, it's
blue cheese.
It's blue cheese and it's a balsamic drizzle.
Yes. So
no vinaigrette.
Right. Oh, it's good. We haven't had it in a while. I really want it again.
Yeah.
Now you've made me think of this. But if you're ever in the area and you want to go off property from your theme park experience, Tutu Tango on International Drive in Orlando is quite good for small plates. And that salad or dessert is one of them.
It's a salad appetizer, I guess. It's
salad,
more savory.
Appetizer. I don't know.
So we're having that first.
Yeah. So if you want to taste the brut, I brought empty glasses so that we could try it on its own if you want.
Okay.
Before we mix it into the mocktail. So it's kind of like we are, we're almost bartending. Oh, arugula is a vegetable. Sounds like a salad to me is what Meg says.
I think it goes more towards like a combination sweet and savory salad, but the presentation is basically these poached peaches on top of these almond crisps and
no, they're pears.
Or pears. I'm sorry, pears.
They're pears.
And then topped with the arugula and then the cheese and then drizzle. Oh my gosh. It is incredibly tasty.
Cheryl, we're talking about a salad that could be a dessert or an appetizer from one of our favorite places in Orlando called Tutu Tango.
Yeah.
And you have to tell us what you had for dinner because you're always winning for dinner. And hi, Babs. How are you?
And Cafe Tutu Tango is they're a regional chain. I know that they tend to pop up in some big cities, like Atlanta
Really?
had one.
Oh,
I
I
don't know
didn't
if they
know that.
still do. Or Orlando's got theirs, but I know they've got a few other locations as well.
Well, and I also have to say to Babs, since she just popped in and said, hey, in the Instagram chat, happy belated birthday to you. So,
okay, try it.
right? Did I miss it? No, maybe.
Did you miss what?
Did I get it right? I'm not sure.
Did you get what right?
Well, because Amanda Napolitano celebrated a birthday, and then Running Through Wonderland, Jen celebrated a birthday over the last few days, but I can't remember whether Babs had a birthday too. I think she did. But anyway, happy birthday to all of you. So, cheers.
Let's give this a shot here.
Oh, that it tastes like
this would be more like a Moscato.
Like a Moscato.
Yeah.
Jojo, you'd love this.
That actually does not taste too grape juicy. And yeah, that reminds me of a Moscato. And Josh is in the house over here on the tubes. Hello, Josh. Chicago Marathon 2024.
He wants to do it.
Oh, buddy.
He wants to do it. Cheryl had for dinner leftover chana masala and homemade naan.
Oh, I do love chana masala.
Is she winning or what?
I do love it. All right. That's very tasty on its own. Surprisingly, I was kind of I don't know what I was expecting. That's not it.
I love it.
So,
and it's not like it's different, I think, from the sparkling grape juice that we had.
Well, we've got a bottle of the sparkling white Welch's grape juice in there, and it's actually a completely different taste. So this is it's sweet, but it's got it has less of that grape, like the taste of the fruit, and a little more of the almost it's more wine adjacent, almost like it's a little drier.
I can't, that is a perfect description because I really think that is more of a fruit sweetness.
Yes.
The sparkling grape juice that we've had.
Yeah.
And then this is not, it's a sweetness, but it's more towards the sweeter wines like the Moscato, like Prosecco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And Meg says, Josh, that yes, do Chi-Town Marathon. Yes, you can totally do it. She says she's over here cheering for you while Cheryl is drinking a raspberry sour from Aslan Beer Company.
Oh,
gotta know about that. Do you like it? Is it good? Like, this is good.
Yeah.
On its own. Like, we could have I didn't have to work this hard. Craft services.
What was I thinking?
John. Craft services didn't do craft services tonight. I did. But I don't know.
Yeah, Amy took up the mantle.
Yeah. Wine adjacent. Yes, is what Meg said. It's wine adjacent.
Yeah, this is actually something like
Yeah. I like it.
The red version of this is also something we're going to talk about in an upcoming
There's
episode.
a Moscato version too.
Of this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes. And there's a white Zinfandel version.
I would say that since
Chardonnay.
This one says Brut. I do think that if you were to go get a bottle of, say, Cook's champagne, this is a good bit sweeter than a Brut. Typically is.
Yes.
Like a Cook's Brut.
Oh, your mom loves Asti Spumante.
She did, yes.
Yeah. And I think it reminds me of the sweetness from that more so.
Yeah, I'd say yes. I would. This is very good. So I'm very now
like
this would make for if you wanted to do
I like it.
And Josh mentioned he likes peaches better. I agree. Actually, I tend to prefer peaches to pears. I think that they tend to be a little more consistent in their texture.
Well, yeah.
And there's a whole segment that Pendulette does talking about how pears can be very unstable or
Pears are unstable.
not unstable.
They're the insane fruit.
Well,
They should be committed.
yeah, you bite into one and they're really, sweet and juicy and firm. You bite into another one, they're mealy and gross and,
That also depends on ripeness.
well, yeah,
Bananas are the same way.
but bananas give you a warning.
What warning?
The color and the spots on the skin.
You get some spots on the skin of a pear. You know when it's about to go. These are green pears that I've muddled in these glasses, and you can tell there's like a red and a green color, and then you start to get spots, and it's time. It's time. Really? What? Who's asking what for?
Josh, can you drink chocolate cake shake during a marathon?
I think you can do what you need to do.
I think that a lot of marathoners eat and drink a good bit of calories during their race. So that is probably doable.
Meg says, give me all the fruit. I am an inclusive eater of fruit.
Well, the reason I was
Right.
getting into that discussion of fruit, though, is like this would be great if you wanted to do a non-alcoholic sangria, like a white sangria.
There's a recipe for it on freewines.com.
That would not be terrible.
Yeah, but it uses a version of this that we didn't locally have. I have yet to find, but I can go on a mission.
Well, my mission is try not to make these
Disney
cups
Runcationer,
overflow.
welcome to Instagram. We are trying mocktails, and we have a Blackberry Pear Smash mocktail with some free sparkling brute.
For those of us that are not enjoying a adult beverage tonight, this
Which we're
is
not.
a good alternative.
Disney Runcationer, is it Megan? Let us know. Let us know. James Loves Trail Run says, running trail runs and my 50K and 50 milers, we all eat during the run. Well, Cheryl just volunteered at an aid station for an ultra or a trail run or both.
Oh yeah, I even commented. I'm like, I've got to do one of these trail runs because the menu.
And it looked amazing.
Yeah, like full on food.
Yeah. So here you have added, and I brought this just in case we needed to stir.
You brought the bar spoon, okay?
Just in case. And I garnished. Aren't you happy?
I'm very impressed.
Craft Services garnished tonight.
Check out this garnish. She actually, speared blackberries. Oh, here, allow me.
It could be Instagram worthy.
May I borrow your?
Is it?
May I borrow your bar rag?
Yes.
Let's see here. What I don't want to do is send most of this drink right into the keyboard or into the mixing board. That would be expensive.
Right. We don't.
But I wouldn't put it past me either. Just, just saying.
Nicely done, Meg says. Nicely done.
Well, it was not catastrophic, so that's good.
Right.
All right. I don't know where you had that.
Just right here.
Okay. So,
all right.
Anyway, look at that. Nice pieces of fruit floating in there. Very cool. Cheers. Let's give this a shot. And look who's joined us over on Facebook. It's Rudy Novotny himself. Hello, Rudy. How are you, sir?
Oh my gosh.
For those of you,
this is amazing.
You whether it's the East Coast or West Coast, you may have run a race where Rudy Novotny has been your race announcer.
Yes.
And he is half of Team Noisy.
Yay.
And he and Fitz Kohler are hard at work helping send off runners so that they can accomplish in their first part of their 3-part mission to accomplish, explore, and indulge on a runcation weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Rudy.
I may or may not have video and audio of Rudy just counting us down at a race.
I've absolutely got video and audio of that.
Just because it motivates me so much And I so enjoyed seeing him and Fitz at Gasparilla. I cannot wait to recap that race. I would love to have them on the show when we recap that race.
Oh.
That would be
So
awesome.
Rudy, what we're telling you is you can expect some email or messaging coming soon. But yeah, it was so great having you out there at Gasparilla. We had so much fun.
Mhm.
Gasparilla is one that I love doing because it's
He read my shirt.
yes,
It was great.
You know, that's my hometown where I was born and raised. It was you know, I grew up, you know, doing before ever thinking about running, growing up and, you know, doing the whole Gasparilla celebration. It's just you know, it's part of Tampa's culture. And like I've said before, it's so funny that this was a myth created by Henry B. Plant. There was no Jose Gaspar who invaded Tampa and sacked the city. None of that actually happened.
Okay, but
Henry B. Plant invented the character and the story to drive people to stay at his hotel. And the fact that the city has embraced that, and it's
Yeah.
woven into the culture of Tampa. I mean, it's as Tampa as cigars and Cuban sandwiches
oh my
and
goodness.
anything else. It is so much fun. And yeah, Rudy, you are amongst fans here
Yes.
and in the chats on both Instagram and
oh, I hope you're still here and you can
in
see that.
Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. Yep, Jojo, we got to get you down to Gasparilla.
Jennifer Fink, how are you tonight? Welcome. We're among race announcing royalty.
Rudy says he's wanted to run it for a long time. He's going to settle for running at the mouth. It's a, you know, it's a great course. It's generally a fast, flat course. The, you know, the segment, the main portion of it is all along Bayshore Boulevard. We're going to be talking about this on an upcoming episode.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the only drawback there is the general lack of shade. But if you are, if you are wanting to do a great course in a city that has just an amazing food, regardless of what type of cuisine you're into, the stuff that we are covering for the show,
anything and
from
everything.
Tampa, you really can.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot like Atlanta in that respect, or well, any major city. But you know, Tampa tends to get forgotten about when you start talking about big cities. That's something. It's kind of
you
funny.
feel like we remember it because you grew up in.
I do.
I spent a lot of my childhood here. I'm not going to call myself a native, otherwise he would have a fit.
You're native-ish.
Oh, hey, Meg, I'm native adjacent.
She's native adjacent.
How do you like the mocktail?
The mocktail's delicious.
Cheers, Rudy.
What a great healthy way to salute race announcing royalty.
Announcing royalty.
And by the way, Rudy was a good-looking pirate.
I know.
On the Gasparilla weekend,
I think he was kind of warm.
Although I think you learned your lesson. If you're still in the chat, Rudy, it got a little warm on day one, I think.
Yeah, well, on day two, when we actually
he was dressed lighter for day two.
Well, yeah, but still, that's a lot to do. I mean, you are on stage the entire time, sending people off, bringing people in, and it is such a challenge. I mean, even if you are dressed in light, cool kind of running stuff, it is still, rough when you are a public speaker with such energy the way that you and Fitz are.
And unless those are costumes you own too, you're never going to fit quite like something your own. That's yours.
Yes.
And
what does he say?
He's referring to us now. Before every race he announces, I never know where to go for good food and drink. Well, we will do our best to make sure that we give you plenty of good suggestions. And we'll take a look ahead at your race calendar and send you some suggestions as well. I know you guys are going to some places that we have been. You've also got some places on your upcoming race calendar that we haven't been. So we're looking forward to expanding
Rudy,
our horizons a little bit.
Where can we find your race calendar? We can throw it up there in the comments if you drop it in there. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Well, I think they've got it on on the Team Noisy group. I think it's posted.
Is it?
I think.
Okay.
I saw it.
Well, I was just wanting to share with everybody. Like just, yeah. Feeling the love. And you know how I am when I fangirl.
Oh, yeah. I know.
And Gasparilla is famous for that because I super fangirled with Meb Keflesky.
Oh, yes.
So, every year.
Oh, yes. Every year, including this year. Again, we're going to talk about that in an upcoming episode.
Yes.
But,
yes.
Yeah. And JoJo, you're very kind. You're very kind.
Oh, I love it. James Loves Trail Run says, in my trail runs and longer distances, aid stations are great. And there's a list of things at these aid stations: oranges, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, quesadillas, pizzas, salted potatoes, potato chips, jelly beans, gummy bears, chicken broth, pickles, and more. Oh my God.
Now, okay, it's funny that you mentioned the chicken broth and the pickles. We just recently had an experience. It is probably one of our first times. We've had pickles before, including
vodka soaked,
no,
Kool-Aid
soaked pickles.
But
this was our first time somebody brought out pickle brine and had it as shots at a aid station in a neighborhood, and that was really nice. Chicken broth, I could see though. If you're wanting something a little more savory and salty,
and especially if it's cold.
Yeah. I think that'd be really good.
Oh my God.
Cheryl, I think it was Cheryl or JoJo who turned us on to Uncrustables.
Susie.
Sorry. I knew it was one of the ladies in the group.
I think it was Susie. Yeah.
But yeah,
I could be wrong.
The Uncrustables thing, it's so simple, but it's the only way to reliably carry peanut butter and jelly in your running gear without leaking sticky peanut butter or jelly all over your stuff.
I enjoy that. It's just like how I love pretzels and I would rather carry the Goldfish pretzels, but you can't find them anywhere right now.
Oh, I know. Okay. We're not getting political.
Rudy, we'll share it once you have it.
But what is the randomest thing wherever you guys are at that you've gone to the store and couldn't find? I'll go first. Well, Amy went first with Goldfish pretzels. I'll go second with cream cheese.
Cream cheese. Yeah. And listen, we wanted Uncrustables for the Donna weekend. We tried to go and get them. They were nowhere. Nowhere in Jacksonville. Hello.
Okay, Josh, there's a way that you could conceivably do pizza for a run. Like you could literally take like a slice of pizza.
Rolls. Rolls.
No, I'm talking real pizza, not pizza rolls.
Yes.
Talk about pizza adjacent.
Okay.
You could do like if you had like a panini press or a waffle maker, you could actually fold a slice over and press it so that it seals the edges of that. And then you could literally take pizza with you on your run if you wanted to. I don't think pizza rolls would do it because I think that no matter how long you waited to eat them, they would be like 1,000,000 degrees when you try to, and you'd burn your mouth on the run.
James Miller, he says, I was taught by 100-miler. I gave up the bread for the peanut butter and jelly and I use a tortilla. It stands up and doesn't break down through the body heat and moisture the way bread does.
Now, see, okay, that makes a lot of sense because, like, even like with the Uncrustables, it's bread, but it's kind of smashed bread.
It is.
So it's almost tortilla-esque.
It's like when you do like a pierogi or like a dumpling and how you seal it.
Now, see, that's the thing. I know you ultra runners dig your pierogies, and that's almost enough reason for me to go run 25 miles. I love
me a pierogi, and so does JoJo.
And trail runners, sorry.
And Jennifer Fink says she does Uncrustables for ultras, and she thinks she's only going to do 3 races this year. Which ones?
Wait. JoJo said she gets the gherkin cups to go, dumps the juice. You dump the juice?
For transport of the pickles.
No, she says yuck. Doesn't like and throws the pickles in a snack size Ziploc. That I like that. That's that is a strategy.
Okay.
And then JoJo's having a hard time finding cat food of all the things.
Cheryl is doing a 55K where they're known to throw out to give out fireball shots. And James Miller says, WTF, where's the fireball?
Okay, now funny you mentioned fireball. We recently saw a aid station at up in Jacksonville. They had 4 handles.
Oh, it was huge.
Of fireball.
They were
4
huge
or 5
bottles.
handles on the table. Every single one of them empty.
Dawn.
Every single one. So, okay, I don't know if everybody is chiming in that pizza rolls is something that they're wanting, or they're just saying that they can't find them.
Or that they're the perfect package to carry pizza on a race.
No, and Josh says if you eat pizza rolls in Chicago, you'll be asked to vacate the premises immediately.
Dawn Be Joyful is in Instagram chat now.
Hello, Dawn.
Yeah. And Wendell is as well, our coffee loving and making friend.
Doing the Lord's work, getting people their coffee. Thank you, sir.
Cheers with our mocktail. Cheers with our mocktail.
This is quite tasty. I'm a fan.
So I did good.
Yep.
I did well.
We stopped participating in winter for a week. Actually, almost 2 weeks now. And we're getting winter back this weekend. It's going to be down in the 40s here in Southwest Florida.
But we're only getting winter back for like what, one day?
Probably a day or two. Nothing crazy. It's going to rain on Saturday as the cold front comes through, and it'll be cold Saturday and Sunday. So but this is perfect for the warmer weather.
Yeah. So I think we're winning. Because
Kevin Long, hello, Kevin Long,
Kevin?
Brewer extraordinaire.
Oh,
tamales, but I don't run, but I think it would work.
Would tamales work for a run? Could you transport them?
Okay,
Fallout Girl 2K, welcome.
I'm envisioning leaving the tamale in the corn husk.
Yes, correct. I believe that's correct.
And then just like peel and eat as you go. There are worse ideas, I'm sure, that have been tried. I love a good tamale, and that's depending on your filling. That's nothing but your carbs and protein right there, and fat.
I think it would be delightful. I mean, Dawn says winter is back this weekend in her neck of the woods, Louisiana. Lows on Sunday morning, 28.
Ooh. Yeah, I think you're getting it just ahead of us. Oof. Tripp is agreeing that cat food is in major short supply.
I'm glad we have a stash of it for our 2 babies.
We do.
Oh my God.
That's why there's a shortage. In Arkansas, they had beer, hard cider, mimosas, Fireball, and more. Yeah, see, that's a race right there.
And Wendell has eaten chicken wings during a race. Were they buffalo chicken, or were they just not flavored, or
was that like, okay, I like where this is going.
You do.
Was that an official race stop, or was that some awesome citizen along the course?
Like we had so many of on this past week's episode.
Josh says Fireball's a great pre-race liquid, or so he's been told. Well, we were prescribed some Fireball ahead of the Donna.
We were, and you say prescribed specifically.
Look, if I have a doctor hand me something and say, drink this, who am I to argue with a medical professional?
Right? I mean, you have to take it.
You do.
You have to have it. It's necessary. Frank Sherpa has joined the chat here. Welcome. Let us know what you're drinking and how you're doing tonight on Wednesday.
With the lard. Josh is asking, would the lard in a tamale come back to haunt you? I think, yeah. I think actually it probably would. I like the idea.
Depends on your constitution.
Right. I think it would be very individual, but if you're accustomed to eating higher fat content snacks like Epic bars, or some people will do pemmican on big trail runs, beef jerky. Those tend to be, higher fat content than your protein bars, that type of thing, you might be okay.
You might.
If you're just trying it for the first time, maybe not. Maybe try it on a practice run, not on your on the trail.
Cheryl says her beer tonight is called Volcano Sauce, brewed with blackberries, blueberries, milk sugar, and vanilla. And it was an awesome citizen that gave chicken wings at Virginia Beach Rock and Roll.
Oh,
and JJ Walking Jim has joined in the chat. Welcome. And Cheryl says, my aid station for the devil dog, we had pierogies, falafel, tortillas with hummus and guacamole, peanut butter and jelly, candy, sodas, coffee, hot chocolate, fruit, bourbon, and Fireball.
Nice.
Bourbon. Yes. I miss it.
And Rhonda Lee says she loves beef jerky on a run.
And so does Jennifer Fink.
Yeah.
So Rhonda Lee and Jennifer Fink are all about supporting the beef jerky.
Yeah. I like beef jerky. I mean,
as sustenance.
Yes. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of chewing.
It is a lot of chewing, but it's like, you have to have hydration for drier snacks.
You do.
Like the pretzels.
Yeah. And I mentioned those Epic bars. We've had them here before. Epic does protein bars, but they're savory protein bars. And they're basically, they're like jerky, or they're like, I take that back. They're jerky adjacent. They're drier in terms of their water content, but they are easier to chew than, say, an actual jerky.
So, okay. Cheryl says it's too chewy for her jaw and she prefers bacon.
Yeah. Well, if okay, look, the answer is always, if you can get bacon, get bacon.
Get bacon, have bacon.
And they do sell, okay, there's you can find it. You can find pre-cooked packages of bacon in the store if you need to take it.
Yeah, but those are so thin.
I was going to say, they say it's going to give you the flavor.
Yeah, but it's not going to give you like, I want thick West Virginia bacon. Oh, if I'm going to take it on the run.
You and your dad, and
I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you what, and I'm surprised you didn't say country ham.
No, not country ham. Beef jerky and bacon before country ham. Because you would need, I guess it would give you a lot of salt, you wouldn't need salt tabs if you do that kind of thing.
No, you would not at all. Oh. Same with bacon, though. So, and again, that's why I love these ultra runners and these trail runners who are doing these trail ultras that are, they're like, give me all the calories.
Yes,
we don't even pretend.
Of course. There's no pretending.
And it's okay.
Jennifer Fink loved the bacon. And Cheryl cooked bacon at her aid station for runners last Saturday.
Now, Rhonda Lee is saying red licorice. Now, Rhonda Lee, are you talking about red licorice as in flavored, like anise flavored?
That's black licorice.
Black is the color.
Right?
Licorice is the flavor. Are you referring to red, but it tastes like regular licorice? Or are you talking about Twizzlers? Like tastes like strawberry flavored plastic. I'm just curious.
Strawberry flavored plastic.
I'm not a fan of Twizzlers. I don't. You know
I
that I
still took it
like,
from a perfect stranger out there in California at the Avengers.
Choked it down. It wasn't.
Yes. Dawn says the Fat Boy 5K she's registered for in April has beer, chocolate milk. We need to go to, where is this race, Dawn? Beer, chocolate milk, sausage po' boys, donuts, moon pies, Coke, and Bud. I assume light.
Coke and Bud.
Yeah.
Twizzlers.
Okay. Dawn, where is this race?
Rude. I'm trying to clarify.
I'm sorry, what?
She says, how rude? I'm like, I'm not being rude. I'm trying to clarify. And they do taste like strawberry flavored plastic. Just saying.
He's very opinionated. He once told...
Red vines are the same thing.
He once told Greg and Jovano when he had a sample of a beer that it tasted like a lemon's rectum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rhonda Lee, thank you. Black licorice tastes gross. Yes.
Well, no,
Not a
I
fan.
can't. Like, Anna, Stephanie Swan, how are you? And Wake Up Disney, welcome to the Instagram chat.
Can't do them. JoJo, I can't do them. I cannot do
Twizzlers?
I mean, I'll eat them if I have to, but
Twizzlers and red vines, I just can't. I mean, if you're desperate on a race course and people are giving that out and that's all they've got.
I do it just to say that I actually took candy from a stranger.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is it.
Oh,
I've created the next controversy on the Run Eat Drink podcast. Twizzlers and red vines, are they the same thing? I say yes.
do we need to
JoJo says
have them
no,
on
and
the
that those are fighting words.
do we need to have them on a chat and like try them?
We may need to A/B compare them on the show.
Stephanie Swan has joined the chat. She was a little late, she says, because she was doing Apple Fitness Plus, which you are now a fan of. And she says red vines are better than Twizzlers.
All right, we're gonna have to A/B test these things.
Fighting words. It's fighting words. Oh. And Cheryl says no to black licorice for her as well. And Wake Up Disney has joined the chat here.
Hello, Wake Up Disney.
Yeah.
I just shouted you guys out a little bit ago.
Yay.
You guys are killing it over on TikTok.
Yeah, I need to learn.
And Kevin says most sour beer does, to be fair.
What?
Kevin's not a fan of sour beer.
Most
Tastes like a lemon's rectum.
Oh, yes. Well, you know. Oh, Wendell will take all the black licorice.
Oh, okay. Now I will use star anise in cooking when I do mulled wine. I tend
but
to
not
throw
that much of it.
not that much of it, just a hint.
Along with, nutmeg and cinnamon,
clove. Yeah, there's plenty
sugar, orange.
allspice.
Yes.
There's plenty of other stuff in there, but yeah.
Josh also likes black licorice.
I
Don says no licorice.
can't
Period.
Can't do it.
No Twizzlers. No red vines. No. Poor Don. It's not my snack of choice. It's really not.
It's also doubly disappointing because I really want to be able to bite the ends and use it as a straw.
Yes.
And it sucks. It just doesn't work very well.
Have we ever done that before?
Not well. If you succeed in getting the liquid through it, it's not enough to justify the effort. So again, we'll have to A/B compare red vines and Twizzlers. There's your homework for things to find, and we can do it right here on.
He's
on
giving
live.
He's giving me homework.
There you go.
Homework. He's giving me homework, and I was the one that was a
craft
teacher.
services.
Meg, are you still in the chat?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're no longer wearing the craft services hat. Is that it?
Okay. So now you're like, we're switching hats, is what you're saying?
Lord knows nobody wants me to be the talent on this thing. So, no.
Jennifer Fink likes all candy except for licorice. She says she's like a child. And Stephanie Swan says, if I could sub a candy in place of Twizzlers or red vines, I love sweet tart ropes. Yes, you are. We are like candy soulmates. Okay. I love sweet tarts.
Okay. So when you say sweet tart ropes.
Yeah, they're the ones at the movies now because they don't carry sweet tarts anymore.
They're like Airheads.
They're ropes. Have
I had these?
I
don't know that I've ever had them.
And Don, we're the same because I love caramel. We know this. Peach rings. Peach rings are like, like Sour Patch Kids, but
okay.
Right. But these sweet tart, they're ropes of candy.
Yeah.
And
I understand they're
sweet and tart.
Well,
he really wants to call me a smart.
That cleared it right up.
He really wants to call me a smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And JoJo, I am with you. Smarties. Yes. I'll eat sweet tarts, but I looked forward as a kid and as a kid growing up, I looked forward to Halloween because that was literally the only time of year I would ever get Smarties.
I love Smarties.
The only time of year I would ever get Bottle Caps by Willy Wonka. And the only time of year that, because I didn't grow up eating a lot of, candy on a day-to-day basis, I loved the little Almond Joys.
Wendell learned to like black licorice because his kids ate all the other jelly bean flavors.
It's a candy of last resort.
Cheryl's totally volunteering to send us jelly beans to try on alive. And you know what she's talking about too.
Jelly
Jelly
beans?
beans. The ones that are flavored that said she didn't really prefer them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, we're good. Thank you. We've got some jelly beans we got to try on the show, though.
Smarties the chocolate or sour candy. Smarties has a chocolate deal?
I've never heard of a Smarties chocolate.
I only know Smarties like the candies. Like yeah. Steph says, I'm requesting a candy review night with only candy sent in by viewers.
Oh, Lord. I'd be willing to do that, but we'll have to do it after 75 hard because some candies incorporate animal byproducts. And we're doing the whole plant-based thing right now. So.
But if it's for the show. Okay. We'll wait.
Like, really?
That will give people time to send in candy.
If anybody wants us to review candy, they send in to us. Yes.
Jennifer Fink says sour everything. Yes. And Dawn says her dad used to buy black jelly beans in a separate bag. He loved them. Wendell, take care. Okay. We hope everything is going well. Thank you for hanging out with us. We miss you, man.
Yes. And Josh over here on YouTube is saying Fruity Tootsie Rolls for the win. Fruity Tootsie Rolls would make an appearance at Halloween when I was growing up as a kid, like once every 3 years.
Fruity Tootsie Rolls?
Yes.
Does anybody else know about? Does anybody else know about this?
They were so damn rare. They were like unicorns. So yeah, Josh, I have fond memories of those. And Rhonda Lee is dropping the Cadbury mini eggs, a Canadian delicacy. Cadbury eggs are phenomenal.
Cheryl says she might, because she grew up close to Canada, that the Smarties are like M&Ms but better. And Jennifer Fink wants to know if we tried those Thanksgiving candy corns that we talked about.
Oh.
And we haven't yet.
Well, we do have to we'll have to do those. Maybe, well, we can't do those. Will have to be like the first thing after.
Do they have it? Do they, are they not?
They're not vegan. So
no, Jennifer, we haven't. And Stephanie Swan says, set a date, let viewers have time to send in candy. We'll send you candy of our choosing.
Oh boy.
Cheryl says, challenge accepted. We loved How I Met Your Mother. And fruit Tootsie Rolls. Dawn knows about these too.
Yeah, they're like a regional and seasonal thing, and down here in Florida anyway. And they were not a year-round thing at all. and Kevin's dropping some cultural knowledge on us over here on Facebook. He's talking about the fact that in Northern Europe, salted black licorice is a big thing. He had a friend from Finland send him some salmiakki, which is popular there. Not a fan, but an interesting cultural experience.
Wow.
I had the same experience where a friend of mine let me try some fermented cold water shark meat.
That sounds disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Sounds disgusting.
Well, that in Iceland, they have these cold water sharks that if you can't actually eat them until you process the meat to get the insanely high amounts of ammonia out. And this
that's disgusting
shark
already.
Meat gets packed like after it's processed and then fermented to get all of this ammonia out so that it only smells like a, cat's litter box, and fish, it gets it to that level. Then they pack it in oil and ship it out to eat. And when he opened the jar, it was like from across the room, it would gag a maggot. I mean, ugh. Wow.
Salted black licorice sounds like Gulf water. And Cheryl says she'd try it. And Jennifer Fink gave just like a puke emoji. You can actually Google, if you want to Google Icelandic shark delicacy and check out some of the YouTube videos on it. It's
pretty crazy stuff. The fact that like literally eating it unprocessed can kill you from the ammonia content. Yeah. Like why?
Jennifer Fink said we didn't do the candy at Thanksgiving or Christmas because we were on the 75.
I know, and we still have
and we still
have it in the pantry waiting to be
Cheryl loves used to love vanilla Tootsie Rolls.
Okay, there's something similar to a vanilla Tootsie Roll. It's called White Rabbit candy, and it's actually, you'll find it at Asian markets sometimes, and it is a vanilla rice flavored Tootsie Roll thing, a little longer than a Tootsie Roll. And when you unwrap it, it's actually wrapped in rice paper, and that rice paper you eat.
You eat it?
It dissolves in your mouth.
Interesting.
And they're actually incredibly tasty.
Stephanie Swan says that sounds like food people would eat on Fear Factor.
Well, it definitely is food people ate because there was absolutely nothing else to eat. I mean, but I figure if you're in Iceland and, way back when food was scarce, you'd figure out a way to eat whatever you could find. So,
Cheryl says where she grew up, lutefisk was a thing. Lutefisk. Lutefisk. Lutefisk.
I don't know if that's it or not. I don't remember the name of it. That might be it.
Maybe. Who knows?
It's something else though.
Oh,
I don't know, Jojo. Anything depends on preparation.
On what it is.
Tofu is fermented soy.
Miso.
Miso paste, same thing. It's a fermented soy.
James Loves Trail Run says it's Norwegian. This thing that Cheryl is talking about.
Okay, well it might be a cousin of what I'm talking about. And Kevin, Kevin's dropping more knowledge in the chat here. Is that what I'm talking about? Google it. It's something else. I don't know if this type of shark is or not, Trip, because it's from like the really, really cold North Atlantic. Oh no, this is not canned herring. Oh, Kevin's talking about a canned herring. I've seen that. In fact, it was a YouTuber by the name of LA Beast just ate some of that on his. Well, he eats everything on his channel. He does food challenges. So
what did he just do?
Well, I just watched him recently eat some of the canned herring. This wasn't canned herring. This is literally North Atlantic shark. That's it. Carl.
Disgusting.
That is it. And it's something else. Yeah. So I don't recommend it.
I so enjoyed our previous conversation about lobster rolls before this last week. How did we get on fish?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
One thing I love about this group, regardless of which platform, is that we just go where the conversation takes us.
The more you talk about it, the more Stephanie Swan doesn't want it.
I'm trying to. This is my public service announcement to everybody who's not from Iceland. Avoid that.
Just don't eat it.
Yeah.
Don't eat it.
Andy, how are you, sir? Welcome. Thanks for popping in, man.
Welcome to our chat. We're having mocktails.
We're having mocktails tonight.
And discussion of snacks and fish. And
this is essentially two different kinds of fruit juice, or two different kinds of fruit juice.
Three. I love.
This is surprisingly good.
I really like it.
I am actually very impressed. I think that we'll have to we'll put something up, kind of let people know, hey, here's what we got, and throw up an Amazon link or something if you guys want to try it and check it out at home.
Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, alcohol removed wine.
Yeah.
I don't think they want me writing their copy where I basically said, it's grape juice with extra steps, but
Yeah. It's not good marketing. Dawn has to leave us.
well,
Good night, Dawn.
well, it's been an hour, so we're going to have to leave them.
Oh.
It's about that time.
Oh. Well, I've had such fun with everybody tonight, and we've had such eclectic conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I love it. That's what I love about this group. You never know where it's going to go.
I'll put a link to the Hakarl in the
Oh my God.
in the Runcation Nation Facebook group. If
You
you
go
guys
right
want to
ahead.
check out the YouTube video on that, it's actually really interesting stuff. By the way, if you are following us on Facebook and you're not part of the Runcation Nation Facebook group, please join. Just shoot us a message or do a search for groups. Runcation, one word. Nation is the second word, and click to join. We'll let you in. We just want to make sure that you're not you're not a robot. Oh, and John, last minute shout out.
Yes.
The trooper. If you guys didn't see it, Florida Highway Patrol released the dash cam video. I posted something about it both on my personal Facebook page as well as on the main page for the podcast, as well as our Runcation Nation group.
Yeah.
The trooper who saw the drunk driver that was coming up the wrong way on the ramp, she had to ram that vehicle head on to stop it. And I mean, there's no words to describe that. That was absolutely selfless and amazing. And there were 10,000 people on the bridge at that time.
The Skyway 10K.
This was the middle of the Skyway 10K.
Such a popular
we had
race.
Friends on that race. We had fellow members of the Runcation Nation on that race,
and people from the I Love to Run community on Facebook.
Yeah. So, thank goodness she was there, and she made that split-second decision. And the best part of that story is they had, I believe, first appearance on the suspect today.
Really?
Yesterday or today, and the trooper is going to be just fine. So
good.
Shout out to Florida Highway Patrol.
Yes.
And to that trooper.
And
Congratulations.
To all of the people in law enforcement that help keep runners safe at every race we travel to, and just how positive and motivating and encouraging they all are. We couldn't do it without any of you. And we absolutely love you. Thank you for what you do. And I'm so glad she's okay.
Yeah, I am too. And if you haven't seen that video, Google it, take a look. That was something else.
The dash cam.
Yeah. It's pretty intense.
Yeah. So, and I think it's evident in every race. And I'm so glad that this week's race was the half at Donna that we talked about on the episode.
The episode this week.
Which is up at runeatdrink.net or in your favorite podcatcher, as you say.
Yes.
But we saw law enforcement across that course that were so positive and so motivating and keeping us safe everywhere, and supporting and just offering encouraging words and making sure everybody was okay. So, and I loved that weekend because we got to spend it with people from the Runcation Nation. And shout out to Claudia from the Neighborhood Support.
Oh, yes.
And yes. Claudia from Burrito Gallery.
Yeah, the two Claudias.
Who took such good care of us in Jacksonville, because that whole weekend was so amazing, made possible by the extraordinary people that we got to spend time with from the Runcation Nation. Dawn, Jessica, Kelly, Jojo, Susie, Josh completing his first challenge and half marathon.
Overachiever.
I can't thank all of you enough for the amazing time we had. And Meg and her mom and Darlene for running it virtually when they couldn't be with us. It was amazing. And everybody who bought shirts to support the Donna Foundation as well from our website over the months of January and February. No words can express how much I just want to get to Donna 2023 and kick it off and have a group back with us again. And just, it was an amazing time. And I can't tell you how much we loved it and how thankful we are to have all of you.
But we're going to try. So if you'll head over to runeatdrink.net and check out this week's episode, give it a listen right there on the website, or even better, subscribe in your favorite podcatcher. You can get us just about anywhere except for Spotify, but we are working on that still. It's just a lot of work.
And in the meantime, we thank everybody who gives us a rating and review on iTunes and Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Because we need them.
So with that, guys, thank you for killing an hour with us over here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yay.
So while we did not have any beer ourselves, we did have a great drink. And most importantly, we had great company.
We did.
So
thank you so much.
We appreciate it more than you guys know, giving us an hour to just hang out. This was born out of the pandemic. And it's just something that we decided we wanted to keep doing. And you guys have made it absolutely worthwhile. And, getting a chance to tune out the world for an hour a week is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
we can't wait to do it with you every week. So,
yeah. That said, we are going to go. I have a second workout to do for the day on this challenge because I was terrible at my time management today.
Oh, that was me yesterday. I'm telling you. So we'll get it right sometime.
I get to start my workout at 9 p.m. Yay. Guys, we do have a new episode up in the feed. Go check that out. We have Amy doing coffee chat in the morning.
I missed it today though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you'll make up for it tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll do it right after PT tomorrow.
Oh, you got PT tomorrow.
Yeah. They're a beast.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, join us for the coffee chats. We will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, guys. Good night.
Good night.